Hey, what's up peeps of you? This is the Realme Buds Wireless 3 Neo, a new release by Realme and its budget lineup of neckbands, the Neo series, basically an update over the earlier one, Buds Wireless 2 Neo. If you wanna watch its unboxing video, you can head over to my shorts upload and have a look over there. I like to do unboxing separately like a product showcase, properly synced to music, so do have a look and let me know how it is. Now coming to the specs, it's got 13.4mm dynamic driver. We'll see how it's tuned in the sound section. The Bluetooth has been updated to 5.4 and yes, the connectivity is solid. I've tested it through walls. You can keep your phone in one room and just easily roam around the house listening to music or take calls without the hassle of losing connectivity or crackle up the sound. Easily a lot better than others in the same price range. Now it also has dual device connection on the connectivity front, which is quite rare in this price range. Comes in really handy when you want to stay connected to two devices, either your laptop or computer and phone, and just take calls seamlessly. Although you need to toggle on this feature from the app. For gaming, 45 millisecond low latency. The battery life, Realme claims it to be 32 hours, and a 10-minute quick charge would give you about 7 hours. And for the watery and sweaty situations, IP55 dust and water resistance. Not to mention Google Fast Pair and AI ENC for calls are present in almost all audio products nowadays. Now you may think active noise cancellation ANC is not there, but for this price, could you ask for more? Now just like most neckbands, to turn it on, all you need to do is just separate the buds and it will quickly connect to your phone with Google Fast Pair. Alternatively, if you want to put it into pairing mode manually, just press and hold the circular multifunction button in the middle to let it enter into pairing mode. It comes with the Realme Link app support, which puts it way ahead than other neckbands in the similar price range, adding to the functionality of the earbuds a lot more. You can change the action of multifunction button as per your needs, but the default setting stays as such. A single tap would play or pause the music, or answer or end the calls. A double tap will take you to the next track, a triple tap will take you to the previous track. Press and hold it for 2 seconds to decline a call or activate the voice assistant. For tweaking the sound, you get a few more presets. Out of the box it's set on original sound, and it's really nice to see a custom equalizer, which is quite rare in this price and comes in really handy to let you dial in the sound as per your own taste. With the dynamic bass on, you can tweak the bass even further, 5 steps up or down. Let's say for example, if the bass on pure bass settings feels too much for you, then you can just tone it down a few steps. The strength of each step is really subtle, so it's not a huge increase or decrease in the bass. Next is the volume enhancer. It's self-explanatory, also comes with a warning. Just keep it off if you don't want to damage your ears. Also a tiny advice regarding this, never ever listen to buds or earphones on the maximum volume. It's just gonna damage your hearing. Rest of them are the toggle buttons for dual device connection, game mode, and find my phone. Onto the design and build quality part. I really like the design of it. It seems exactly similar to its expensive elder sibling, the Buds Wireless 3. The only differentiating element that sets them apart are the side modules or the control modules. They've got really nice two-tone finish with half part being glossy and the other half being matte finish. Looks really nice and subtle and pretty cool. The headband material is soft. The connecting cord seems sufficiently thick and strong. All in all, the build quality is really good for the price. I would say you won't be able to differentiate between this and neckbands from a tier or two up. One of the most important aspects in any neckband is the call quality, so let's talk about the call quality on these. This is how you'd sound to your recipient in a quieter environment. Indoor settings. Check 1 2 3, check 1 2 3. This is the call quality test of the Realme Buds Wireless 3 Neo, and this is how it would sound in a very quiet environment without anything on, maybe just AC on or something, but even with fans off, this is how it would sound in a very quiet environment. Check 1 2 3, check 1 2 3. Now I'm just putting the fan in its top speed right now. Slowly, probably you'd be able to hear the fan noise ramping up. I'm not really sure if you could hear the fan noise creeping in. And this is how it sounds like with full swing fan. Check 1 2 3, check 1 2 3. With full swing fan, check 1 2 3. Now when you're out and about traveling, in public transport, or in traffic situations, this is how you'd sound like. Walking down a really busy highway road over here. And this is the mic quality from the camera itself. So as to give you the idea how the default sounds like. Now I'll switch over to the Wireless Neo 3 and you'll be the judge. This is how the sound quality from the Wireless 3 Neo sounds like. Check 1 2 3, mic check 1 2 3. Since it doesn't have any ANC, I'm not really sure how the mics will be performing. But, it might struggle or it might not struggle. You would be the judge. Do let us know in the comments. Those were the samples from the microphone of Wireless 3 Neo, and now you know how they'd sound like in almost every scenario. Now coming to the most important aspect of any audio product, the sound quality. Now this being a budget entry-level product, I was expecting it to be tuned to mass market quality, which is usually boomy bloated bass, bleeding into all the frequency ranges. This is not a sign of good audio quality, certainly mostly all the brands do in their budget lineup. That's where Realme kinda surprised me, and I'm happy to tell you that they've not tuned it that way, at least in their default sound. It really seems to exceed any alternative around its price range. With that saying, let me bring in the good old Oneplus Bullet Z2 neckband. I guess these are about 2 years old or something and fared pretty well over time, apart from signs of daily wear and tear stuff. The good thing is they haven't stopped working yet. Now back in the days, these were one of the best sounding neckbands you could find in 2K mark. Although I never happened to like the sound signature on these, was too dark and bass heavy for my taste. Anyway, onto the sound. With the original sound in the app on 3 Neos, listening to the song Lift by Poets of the Fall, the notes on the bass guitar after the starting chorus sounds pretty clear and distinctive. You could really hear the thumpy kick not messing up with the bass guitar that much, and the bass and the kick has its own space, really sound pretty decent for the busy track. The snare sounds snappy, the whole drum set remains separate from the bass section. Now as soon as I switch over to the EQ preset Pure Bass in the Realme Link app, everything becomes a lot more fuller, the bass has got a lot of weight, the kicks become a lot more beefier, and becomes a lot more enjoyable to listen to the bass in this setting. This is where the 3 Neo starts to sound a lot similar to the OnePlus Bullet Z2, without losing the definition on the bass elements that much, and maintaining a fun sound signature. The Z2 on the other hand, it's really dark sounding, bass heavy signature, kind of eats up everything around it, and in the bass section there's not much of a definition, there's not much of it is pretty decent, but it's not as good as the 3 Neos, the way the 3 Neos are able to handle. Coming to the mids, Marco's vocals sound present, doesn't take a backseat, the vocal clarity is decent, but as soon as you switch to the original sound on these, the vocals sound a little bit thinner, which is quite fine. Now the good thing is, even on the pure bass settings, the vocals doesn't seem to take a backseat. It's quite forward and present along with the bass. Now the mids on Z2s are all recessed, thanks to the overpowering bass. The vocal seems to take a backseat. The accompanying guitar elements sound all muffled with the vocals as well. Whereas in Wireless 3 Neo, you could actually hear the accompanying elements, electronic guitars and all, blending pretty decently with the vocals and not congesting everything. It's pretty darn clear, I would say. Now onto the highs. Talking about Z2, I don't know if I should even talk about it. The overpowering bass just kills the highs like anything. It's very dark, like the highs are just not present at all. Whereas on 3 Neos, the highs are present. They're not as well defined as the expensive counterparts, but at least it's present, and it's kind of shiny as well and sounds quite crispy as well. It does make you feel like it's right there, it's present. Even the pure bass settings in the app doesn't drown out the highs that much. Coming to the soundstage and imaging, and boy oh boy, Wireless 3 Neos impresses in this regard. Soundstage on 3 Neos is far superior when compared to the Z2. A lot wider than the Z2s, the instrument separation is very good for its price range. Now I'm saying this because I've got the Oppo Buds 2 as well. Even on such a busy track by Poets of the Fall, it manages to keep the instrument separation fairly good. The imaging is also done really well on these. You can actually pinpoint the different instruments in the soundstage pretty decently. Whereas in Bullet Z2, the imaging is just okayish because of the very narrow soundstage, and the stereo separation is also not that much. Because of all that, the imaging feels like you're not able to pinpoint that well. Few instruments just get lost sometimes because of the narrow soundstage. So all in all, Realme Wireless 3 Neo sounds very much promising for the price they are coming for, 1.3K. It holds on to the clarity, it holds on to the wider soundstage, and it delivers pretty well even in such busy tracks. Now you can also go ahead and pick up its elder sibling, Wireless 3. The only difference being Wireless 3 and Wireless 3 Neo is the ANC. For sound quality, unfortunately I don't have, so I cannot do a direct comparison, but there are lots of reviewers who have compared. You can go ahead and check them out. And since the Wireless 3 is also available for 1.6K, I would suggest if you're getting Wireless 3 for that price, just go ahead and pick up that, because you'd be getting the ANC along with the similar sound quality of the Wireless 3 Neo, tiny bit better details and all that stuff, so that would be a better purchase. But if the price difference between the Wireless 3 and Wireless 3 Neo goes up, usually the Wireless 3 sells for 1.8 I guess or 2K, then the ANC wouldn't matter that much, because the default passive noise isolation on Wireless 3 Neo is very good. I forgot to point out this. Superb. It's very good. At least for my ears, they were sitting very snug and drowned out almost 60 to 70% of the sound, leaving only the fan hiss a little bit on its full swing. So there you go. Now you have an in-depth picture of how Wireless 3 Neo sounds like, and I hope this video turns out to be helpful and informative for you. If you've got any suggestions or want me to compare any other audio products, just let me know in the comments. If I happen to get my hands on those, I'll definitely drop in an in-depth sound detail review on those. And if you'd like to help support the channel, just blow out your bass onto that red subscriber button and do share with your friends. The product link is in the description. Please buy it from there if you happen to make up your decision to purchase it after watching this video. At present, I'm just covering budget-friendly products, and just to give you a glimpse of what's coming next in the budget lineup is, and a nice comparison of it with something in its price range. It was just launched a month back, and I did a short unboxing video on it. You can go ahead and check it out. So stay tuned in, a lot more stuff's coming, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep your ears rolling and keep them safe and sound.